Bagley, Minnesota, population approximately 1,400 people, is located in northwestern Minnesota. A small town, a great place for kids to grow up. What do you do on a Saturday afternoon? Well, one of the items you can do is go down to the city park, right in the city. There's a beautiful lake to go swimming. There's a place to go boating. And then there's, of course, something that, well, this guy's been waiting all winter to do this. So down by the boat ramp, this dog has got to get the ball. Well, if you've ever owned a dog, you know this can go on all day long. I didn't hang around because, well, there was another event going on in Bagley, and that's what I came to town for. Approximately 1 mile east of the town of Bagley is located the Bagley Airport, and today was open house at the airport.
Thank you guys for coming. I'm Sid Michael on the city council here. I was the one that called.
Hey Sid, I'm Mike.
You're Mike,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
I'm Valerie Sawyer from the Bagley.
Hi there. Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Now, is this your family?
No, this is my family. Yep.
I really appreciate you guys coming.
Can you come out here too?
First of all, John, tell me about Sanford Service. Is this something new in the Bemidji area?
Yeah, they just moved this helicopter in. It'll be in service July 1st. They're flying patients, and will service the community and the outlying areas.
Now, isn't there another service doing the same thing then?
There is another service in town.
Is that privately owned or?
That's owned by it's privately owned.
Okay, and this belongs to the Sanford system?
Yes, and they've got they got 3 bases. They've got one in Sioux Falls. They've got one in Fargo, and now they'll have one in Bemidji. And the one in Fargo and Bemidji will be in service July 1st there. And the one in Sioux Falls has been in existence for a while.
Now, why is it starting July 1st? Why not this week or something?
It's I think that's when they got when the purchase of the helicopter corresponds with the hiring of the paramedics and the flight nurses and the training of the pilots. They felt that July 1st was a workable day.
Good day. Okay. Tell me about the helicopter. What kind is it?
This is called an EC-145, and it's a Bokow, Messerschmitt, Kawasaki are the manufacturers of this helicopter. It's a German-made helicopter, and it's a rigid rotor system helicopter, and it's got a lot of room in the back, and it's a brand new helicopter. We just Sanford just purchased these. They purchased 3 of them for their 3 bases, and it's got we had to pick them up from the factory there.
The factory is located where?
We are down in Dallas, is where their headquarters are.
And that's where they put them together, you mean?
Yes.
But are they designed in Germany and made here?
They're designed in Germany, and then I think they're I'm not sure on how all that works, but that's where we picked ours up in Dallas.
Thanks, John.
Yep, you're welcome.
We have the old flights in town.
So this is brand new. This is your first flight. Or, I mean,
It's our first PR in this ship.
oh,
So.
first PI.
Yep.
Now, if you go stand, hey, get close together though.
Okay.
All right. I gotta back up so I can get some of this.
Pfeiffer Delta entering a downwind for runway 14, Bagley.
Sid, will you pose in the picture with me?
What, on the gurney?
All right. Take it off. All right. See you later.
and you thought you had a lot of buttons on your iPad to push and to text and so forth. Well, this is some of the instrumentation in this particular helicopter. Of course, it varies from helicopter to helicopter. It looks complicated, but each button has its own purpose, and once you learn it, then you know it. Arriving at the open house at the Bagley Airport are members of the EAA Chapter 1397. EAA stands for Experimental Aircraft Association. Quite a few members brought in a variety of airplanes people could look at, and that opening shot with a little jet going by, we'll see more of that in a minute. That's Don Clay of Bemidji with one of his several model airplanes. Let's follow the airplanes around the airport and see where they park and who looks at them. The fellow in the orange vest is the line safety officer. He directs the airplanes in to the ramp area and then directs them to the parking area. His instructions of left turn, right turn, or cross arm means stop the engine where you are. And then they'll hand push the airplane into a spot. That handle he has in his hand goes on the nose gear, which allows him to steer the airplane as he either pull it forward or push it backwards.
Boy, that's a fancy camera.
It's called a tow bar. The previous airplane was a Cessna 150, and this is also a Cessna 150. It's a member of the EAA Chapter 1397. Take a look at his paint job. After the 150 was parked, another airplane comes out to do a passenger ride. This is a Super Cub, and unlike the first airplane you just saw, these two people sit in tandem. The 150, you sit side by side.
Five east will be at the landing, Bagley. He is 5 miles east at 2,400 feet. I'll be entering a left downwind for runway 14. I got your flight.
Hi, who am I talking to?
I'm Kathy Hoovey.
And what are you selling or giving away, Kathy, here at the table?
We're giving away free airplane rides, a drawing for that, and then we're signing up Young Eagles for an event that happens on June 23rd in Bemidji.
Miss Sanford brought in cookies and all that, so.
Well, a little dark inside the cabin, but
That's good. I look better that way. You can't see me.
well, we'll get pictures as you come out in case you stumble.
Okay. You want me to fall on my face?
No, not really. It caused too many problems. And
You just want to get pictures
Well,
of my
we got
fancy
the
hat?
ambulance and the first aid guys here. We could have practice. Well, we got a doctor. We could, let's see, all we need now is a shirt.
I got a call at 6 a.m. You were supposed to be there teaching radios, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there to do ROA, and then I got a whole portable radio station in the back end of my car.
Oh, I can't.
Never got over it, did you?
Flew that up from Arizona.
I'm Sid Michael. I'm a councilman on the City Council of Bagley. And this is one of our pet projects this last 2 years, was to get the new arrival departure building up. We are trying to increase the usage of our airport. Boston, they have about 8,000 to 9,000 landings or touchdowns a year. We were running about 3,500 touchdowns a year, and we're hoping by getting this that new arrival departure building will get more usage out of it. And we have a lot of pilots that are flying through here, and We just wanted to make it more convenient for them to have a new building to come to. They got the weather station in there. If they get a little ill or need a place to just pull over and take a break, they'd have a nice building to go into.
Is there any fuel available?
Not yet. There isn't no fuel available.
Well, it's available at Bemidji. So.
It's available in Bemidji and in Fosston.
Okay.
And we are talking about putting in a bulk truck later on, and service would be during day hours, but we haven't got that far yet.
Now, what's special about today?
This is just our open house today. This is the building just got started last fall, and we just got everything finished this spring. And
is that the building behind you?
The newest building way in the back there that we had.
Now, the building behind you is the new one.
Yeah.
If I stand over like this here, this is what we're celebrating today.
Not the hangar though, the Arrival Departure building.
Where is that?
That's that one right there where they're serving the food at.
Oh, okay, we'll go with there next.
Yep.
Okay, so this is just for today, or you do it once a year?
We are hoping that we're going to do a fly-in once a year. We haven't got that far yet, but one of our local pilots, the guy that helped me put this all together, was Dennis Hoovey. He's a retired game warden, and he helped coordinate all this to bring in the Civil Air Patrol and all the extra planes that are here today. We house about 5 planes up here all the time, and so he was the one that kind of helped me put it together along with our city clerk. So she's the one that bailed me out in all the problems. So I better mention them.
What's her name?
Colleen Langren.
Okay.
And we do have our air weather station over there at the new building, and we have a telephone over there, and we do have a courtesy car at our airport. So if pilots fly in, want to go uptown, have lunch, they'll be able to take the courtesy car, drive into town, do a few errands, whatever, and then come back up, get in their plane and leave.
Thank you. Now, I noticed this building is air conditioned. Is that the way it's going to be in the summertime for the pilots?
Yep, the building will be air conditioned all summer long, and then we keep it heated all winter long. We got an older coach in here in case if somebody's feeling ill. They have a bathroom so they can come in. They got a couch to lay down on. They got a weather station off here to the side that they can come in and check their weather and stuff. You know, we house about 6 or 7 planes up here in the hangars year round for the local pilots and stuff. So
what am I hearing in the background?
it's got to be that heat pump.
Heat pump, okay.
Don Clay from Bemidji brought in several of his radio-controlled airplanes. He almost had to be there to see this. Even the helicopter guys that flew in from Sanford Health could not believe what he could do with his model airplane. Now, what Don is doing with this model helicopter is not something you do with a real helicopter, a full-size, although there is one that will go upside down. This takes a special skill, and in my opinion, more skill than flying the real thing.
It's your batteries. Yeah, we'll bring out the electric one next. And that has 7 horse.
Okay. Is it any bigger?
Same size.
Really?
It's just,
So your power to weight ratio is even better.
I've doubled it, yes. Yeah, we'll go grab that one. And we'll bring out I got a turbine jet over there.
Well, what you saw and what you heard was a real jet engine. I didn't know they made them that small, and I don't think anybody on the ramp realized it. What an air show Don put on for us.
Oh, you did? No, I was feeling the wind.
Unlike the piston-controlled airplanes, this small jet model has to be shut down in a certain sequence. It's extremely hot. And watch what Don does to cool the engine off before he actually puts it away.
That's how hot. That's in Celsius right now. That's about 1100 degrees.
Why are you monitoring the temperature?
Because we're going to go down in a cool down stage. That's my RPM. Now the electric motor spinned it up, and now my temperature is falling. I got to be below 100 Celsius, which is still 400 degrees. Before the compressor in there has got to get down to 100 Celsius.
Before?
You don't want it to shut, otherwise it'll warp.
Oh, but it's still running on a battery?
Yep, we have electric motor in the front of the turbine that spins it up.
To cool it down?
Yep.
Oh, it's the same principle as big turbines.
Yes, same.
Identical.
Yep. The only thing I only have one stage of compression. I don't have multiple stages of compression. So.
Okay, so once it's cooled down, you go by the temperature gauge, and then
we just shut it off and it's good to go. Okay. Yep, everything is done. So where are we at? We're 172. It's warm today, so because the actual turbine in the back will glow at night.
Do you have to use external power to start this thing?
No, everything. I have all my main batteries, my ECU battery, my flight batteries. Everything's on board. I have my own propane canisters, so it's
propane.
Propane. So it's,
what's the turbine run on?
It starts on propane until about 35,000 RPM, and then it'll switch over to the kerosene, straight kerosene.
Straight kerosene. It's like that's like the big turbines, only.
Yep, same principle. Operates the same way. Fuel pumps, everything. This is all fuel pump. We got about 400 pounds of pressure going into that nozzle, and otherwise it's it's the same principle of everything.
Departing there, Ray, and you've got one on downwind that does not have a radio. Bagley traffic, Remos 126 Golf X-ray is going to turn south out of the left crosswind to 14 Bagley.
You're the mayor of Bagley.
I am the mayor of Bagley.
And what is happening here today? I've had different interpretations, and they're all different.
Well, it's because it is all different.
Good.
No, actually, the airport here in Bagley has been kind of an unkept secret in a way that we've got a nice little airport, but we haven't done a very good job of promoting it. And just last year, we built the new arrival departure building and just opened it up this spring, so we thought it was a good opportunity to kind of show off our facility and let people take a look. And so, we've just invited, the airplanes to come in. So the EAA has come in and brought some planes. We've got the fire department here just to show off a little bit.
Sure.
Got Sanford to bring their new helicopter over here. So it isn't a one event, it is
Several.
many things.
Many things.
Yeah.
Well, I see a future here, and things seem to be growing,
Yeah.
and the word is getting out.
Yeah, no, we're actually hoping in the not too distant future to get some hangars built out here, because we know that we can kind of take off some of the pressure that's on the Bemidji airport.
Yes.
Because we're very close, and we do have a nice facility. And for general aviation, people coming here to kind of treat this as their home base, they'll be able to feel like they own the airport because we're so small and we're so appreciative of any activity. That I think we can be a real good home to general aviation.
And it's a short drive from the Bemidji area.
Very short drive. If I can get enough money, I'll figure out a way to shorten the drive up.
Thank you.
Today too, huh?
Don, what am I looking at on the wall here?
You're looking at a Delta Wing configuration. It's made by Extreme Flight. It was nitro powered. That explains the cutout because the cylinder of the motor would stick out. I've since converted it to electric and added a lot of speed. Before on nitro, it would do about 100 miles an hour. And since we've converted it to electric and using a LiPo battery, we run about 180 miles an hour. And the motor spinning is around 35,000. Is what the prop speed is. It's a lot of fun. I fly it today, but all we have is tar out here on the runway, and being there's no landing gear, you have to land on the grass. So, and it's just a hoot to fly. Absolutely.
This is the battery that you have
Yes.
here?
Yep. It's a 4,500 milliamp, 45C battery. And
how much flying time will that give you?
That gives me 3.5 minutes at full throttle.
Oh, that's a lot of juice then.
That's a lot of power going through here.
And what do you think the horsepower is?
The horsepower's got to be in that neighborhood of about 3.5 horse, I suppose, on this one. Okay. I don't know what it would be in watts, but it's about 3.5 horse. So, yeah, it's just a fun machine to fly. It's clean, and the faster it goes, the better it flies because it just locks in. It's like it's on rails. So, that's a blast. Definitely.
You have special oil you mix with the gas so you have smoke?
The two-stroke here, I'm using Amsoil synthetic, 50-to-1. Basically, it's the same mix as that you would use in your chainsaw or weed whacker.
Okay.
Nothing extraordinary here.
And you got a little 12-volt pump on here?
Yep,
Or battery?
Yep, we got a battery, and and that's just moving it over. Yep.
Well, you even got the gauges in here.
Yeah, we got a full. I never finished the cockpit. Should have, but.
Somebody holds the tail while you warm it up?
Yeah, we got. final yet down there.
No paint off it?
I think it just had this still right here.
Huh.
I hate tar. Because it's just so. See, you skid them on the tires, and the tires just take. And it's not heavy enough to skid the tires.